everyone. I know it's been a while, but today we are going to give you some updates on Follow the Art and our wild adventure to Key West. We made it back.
Alive and well.
Alive and well. And we're going to give you some updates on our upcoming art show. We have a lot in the works, so thanks for joining us today.
Oh, the trip was fantastic for me. I had all kinds of adventures, a couple hospital visits along the way. That was interesting. Met some fantastic doctors, so awesome people. And we reconnected with old friends, cousins, and relatives, other relatives down there that I haven't seen in decades, some of them. And it was so amazing. And with all our setbacks, we managed to stay on schedule for the school programs and events that we had scheduled and stay on track with the people that we had set up to spend time with. We had great times with all involved and can't wait to go back and see them again someday soon.
Yes.
So.
Yes, we ended up working with the Boys and Girls Club of America,
oh my gosh, yeah.
A school in Michigan before we left, Goodwill Environmental School. We ended up at the Waldorf School. We did some family programs. We went with the Zoom group in Kentucky. It was just awesome.
Literally thousands of kids.
Of course, my computer crashed right before the trip, so we ended up doing a day-to-day blog, old school, and it worked out really well. But, you know, the transmission failed in my car on our way to Kentucky. The hospital visits, we found a way, just like with this entire project. No matter what, we are finding a way at our own pace. You know, we're taking the hits, and it might throw us back a little bit, but
we roll with them, but we get up fighting. It's the adventure of a lifetime. It's been decades since I've been to Key West, and I just could not believe how much had changed, and yet how much was still there of the old Key West that I knew. It's a new Key West, and the pace is different. Everything's different, but it is vibrant and beautiful and as exciting as it was back in the '60s when I was there. And got to meet a lot of people. Got to meet some very talented street people, some wonderful artists. Traveled around and also got to catch sunset at Mallory Square, which was a tradition back in the time I was there. And I'm glad to see that continues on. It brings out all the street musicians and tourists from all over the country, all over the world. In fact, nowadays we met people from everywhere, just coming down to see the sunset at Mallory Square. It was a lot of fun.
just to hear your stories all my life and to finally go there after talking about doing this trip forever. It was just like, what? Is this real? We're pinching ourselves just trying to figure out, like, wow, how did we get here?
Every stop we made, all the way down from St. Augustine, the beaches of South Carolina, we ran into people who were there for the first time or maybe had been there years ago. We had no luck catching up with some of the old friends, my old captains and people that I knew back in the day that I really hoped to see. But we met the whole new generation of shrimpers, of fishermen along the Georgia coast. It was just amazing to be invited on the boats and to be able to reminisce with them about my time back in the day when their fathers were shrimping or their grandfathers were shrimping. And to see that industry had continued on and pushed out from the northern towns by condominiums around the old docks, but now settled down in Berrien and further south in Georgia. So
it takes a lot to be able to just be like, hey, can I interview you right now for a documentary? Will you sign this waiver? Hey,
and they did. They gladly did. Of course, look who's asking. I mean, it's not going to say no.
But really, it was just like so rewarding to just have so many people want to be involved in the project.
Wow, how did we get a shrimper?
We got the ultimate shrimper. He was just the coolest guy.
We got Boone of Boone's.
Of Boone Seafood.
Oh
right.
Man! And he said, "Come back anytime."
Most genuine
going shrimping.
human being I've ever met.
So since getting back from our Key West trip, I ended up having to go on a big tour to do some work and then buy some time for the summer so that I could start going through all of Dad's archives to track down his lost art in our storage units. You haven't heard from us because I've been buried in boxes discovering, even like the other day, I found a painting that my dad did when he was 15 years old, his first ever oil painting, and so all of this is so that we can put this in the Northport Arts Association Woodruff retrospective show coming up in September, and it's going to be such a treasure because we'll have all of my dad's original art on display for the first time ever. We'll have prints, books, cards, everything back into production, and we'll also be sharing a sneak peek of the documentary as well. So this is going to be the Follow the Art show. It follows the story of my dad's life, just as this film does, and it serves as a huge scene in the documentary as well. So we'd love for you to be a part of it. It is September 20th from 5 to 8 p.m. is the grand reception, but it goes on all week, even during Uncaged. So come up here for the music festival and check out Dad's art show too. So yes, we'd love to see you there, and we're so grateful for Northport Arts Association for just putting this all together.
Absolutely. What an organization.
Just above
Fantastic.
and beyond. Yes. Thank you guys so much. Now, after the art show, our plan is to keep filming in Michigan and tracking down my dad's art all throughout, interviewing friends and family. And if the funding comes through, we would love to go to California, where my dad had a stained glass studio back in the day. So we are seeking sponsors, and we have sponsorship packages on our website. And that's what this whole art show is going to help fund as well, is just completing this film. And our ETA is to have it done by the end of 2025, but it will probably lead into early 2026 because it is a lot, and we are just trying to take it at a healthy pace when the funding comes through and when the time allows. So yes, but no matter what, it is happening. So we cannot wait to see you at the art show coming up, and just want to give a special shout out to Northport Arts Association and to our executive producer John Mitchell and our associate producer John Lund, and just the people who have stepped up to make this happen. So we are beyond grateful.
Teachers, hosts, family members who made this trip one of the finest trips I could ever hope for, especially a daddy-daughter trip, sharing our own interests and experiences, and now being able to share that with others, and to honor the people who hosted us and honored us as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So there you have it. Those are the updates on Follow the Art. We have been very busy and so much in the works. So hope to see you all at the art show coming up. And yes, again, thank you so much to everyone involved in just making this possible.
It's been a wonderful ride. I'm really glad to see it coming to a conclusion. Not a long-term conclusion. We got so much more to do with this as time goes on. But for this summer to be able to share the joy of this camaraderie we have and putting this whole thing together, thanks to her. Anyway, we're going to breathe a sigh of relief when we're done. But in the meantime, really glad to have the opportunity to reconnect with so many friends, family, and very talented people, wonderful educators, and others along the way that have made it possible. And love to share their story as well.
Thoughts?
I thought, just to blow this pop stand, I think I could probably get out of here and live for another 30 years. That's my plan. 30, yeah, 40.